All right, time to get this process underway. Every year we get strawberries from this lady on Facebook. I'll insert her information somewhere in this clip. And she drives up from Florida and she has a huge U-Haul packed front to back with these gorgeous, huge strawberries. I mean, look at these things. They're crazy big. So they're $17 for the flat. She usually does pre-orders, but because of COVID and stuff this year, she didn't do it. She just showed up and first come, first serve. So I'll try to post next year, like follow me on Instagram, JonesGirl2012, so you don't miss out. I always post about it. But we're going to go ahead and wash these with water, cold water and vinegar, soak them. And then we're going to let them dry, cut them all up, and then we're going to freeze most of these. We'll keep some of them out to eat with yogurts or just, by themselves. But most of them will be used frozen in smoothies or daqaries, my favorite. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to fill up the sink here full of cold water and soak the strawberries in the water and a little bit of vinegar. I'll pop up the measurements of vinegar to water and we'll let them sit for 15 minutes and we'll rinse them really well and then they'll be ready to cut up and freeze. And while I have this sink filling up here with water, I forgot to mention that I am going to do these in 2 batches. So we're going to do the first flat, go ahead and wash, rinse, and let dry, and then we'll do the second batch. It's so hard not to eat all of these right now. These strawberries are absolutely amazing. All right, we've got our sink filled up of our strawberries, water, and vinegar, and we're just gonna let these sit for about 15 minutes, and then we'll rinse them all off. All right, so we've got the one flat of strawberries all washed and rinsed and drying, and we've got the sink filling up with the second flat. So we're halfway done washing all the berries before we're gonna go ahead and prep them for the freezer. Ready to cut them up, get them on the pan, and stick them in the freezer. If you freeze them after they're already cut up in a bag, then they're all separated and you can pull out whatever you want to use as you go. So it's not one big block of just strawberries. So you can just take out a handful at a time. So let's get started. So all I'm gonna do is take the strawberry and we're just gonna cut off the tops, just like that. And then cut it into 4s, and on the tray it goes. That's simple. Got a little leaf there. But all I'm gonna do is go through all these strawberries and cut them all up and get them frozen. right, and there we go. We've got one tray of cut up strawberries all ready to go in the freezer, and you just want to space them out. You don't want it to be too crowded. A little bit of a leaf in there. And then we're gonna go ahead and put these in the freezer for about an hour or so until they're frozen solid. And then we will put them in Ziploc bags and they'll be ready to sit in the freezer. All right, so they're in the freezer. We're just gonna go ahead and let them freeze just an hour or so. May take longer, just I guess depends on how cold your freezer is. And then we'll go ahead and put them in Ziploc bags and they'll be ready to store in the freezer. And there we go. We've got our nice frozen strawberries. So they're frozen solid and each one is separated. So when we put them in a Ziploc bag and put them back in the freezer, they'll be easy to pull out, you know, how many ever we want to use at a time. So I'm just going to put these in Ziplocs and toss them back in the freezer. And there we go. We've got the first tray already bagged up and ready to go back in the freezer. I ended up getting 4 1-liter bags. These are IKEA storage bags. These are my favorite bags. I like Ziploc and Glad too, but the IKEA ones are my favorite. So I got 4 of these bags and I weighed them out. They're about 1 1/4 pounds in each bag. So we've got 5 pounds of strawberries here ready to go in the freezer, and we can pull out for daiquiris or smoothies or whatever you want to just snack on them. So all I got to do is do the other tray and we'll be all set. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.